How is it that every time I think you couldn't possibly be any worse of a person, you end up proving me wrong? At what point are you going to ask yourself, maybe I ought to stop tormenting my sister? Whoa, somebody's grumpy. Good afternoon to you too, Mia. What's on your mind? You seem to be upset about something, and I have no idea what in the world it could possibly be. Don't play dumb with me. You know exactly what you did. Aunt Rebecca stopped by the house today carrying a massive stack of profiles from a matchmaking service. I never asked her to hook me up with a matchmaker, so I asked her why she went to all that trouble for me. And she told me that you had asked her to do it. Holy cow, she got all those profiles printed out already? I knew I was right to ask Aunt Rebecca to do that. She works really fast. You've been telling a stupid pack of lies about me to the whole family, haven't you? Like how I tried to hit on your fiance. Does that ring a bell? And then when he shot me down, I went into a depressive spiral and didn't get out of bed for a week. I can't tell you how many of our relatives have come by to lecture me about flirting with my little sister's fiance, even though I did no such thing. You were the one who was hitting on my fiance. Unlike your fake story about me, he didn't shoot you down. No, he broke up with me because of you. Let me think. No, I don't remember telling anyone about that. Maybe it was someone else. But in any case, it's true that you didn't get out of bed for a week, right? I'm your little sister, Mia. It makes me concerned to see you so depressed, so I thought I'd try and help you out. The best way to forget one guy is to get with another guy. You are unbelievable, Lily. I know, right? Unbelievably kind, unbelievably caring, unbelievably beautiful. I cared so much about you that I went to Aunt Rebecca to sign you up for a matchmaking service and get you out of this icky little slump you've been in. So I don't know what you're getting all mad at me about. I was only trying to help. Uh-oh. Do you think you might be going through early menopause? Sudden mood swings is one of the signs, you know. Oh, go screw yourself, Lily. You know exactly what you did and how it would make me feel. You did this on purpose. Mind if I ask you a question? Why are you texting me exactly? Didn't you say you never wanted to speak to me ever again? What happened to that? I guess you just couldn't resist talking to me. I can't blame you for wanting to talk to me. I am pretty darn awesome. I hate you so much, Lily, with every fiber of my being. You slept with my fiance while we were still engaged. Not only have you never apologized for that, you even seem like you're proud of it. I don't even consider you to be my sister anymore. You are dead to me. So stop screwing with me.
What's the matter with you, Mia? Lily went out of her way to extend a helping hand and you just throw it in her face?
Oh, for the love of, now I have to deal with you?
Your little sister knows how sad and lonely you are right now and had you signed up for a matchmaking service to help you find someone to heal your emotional scars. She even got your Aunt Rebecca to work together with her on your profile. Did you even say a simple thank you for her concern? No, you told her she was dead to you. I feel so bad for Lily.
Go pound sand, you lying, cheating bastard. I'm not going to mince words with you, Carter. Never contact me again. Every time you text me, the image of your backstabbing, deceitful face pops into my mind and makes me want to puke.
Wow, Lily was right about you. I think you are going into early menopause. Man, did I ever dodge a bullet when I broke up with you.
I need an aspirin.
Something happens to women when they turn 30. They turn into vicious psycho harpies. This nasty attitude of yours is exactly why I dumped you, you know. You were already on thin ice with me just by turning 30, but with that attitude on top of it, no one's ever gonna want you anymore. Meanwhile, your sister Lily is young, beautiful, and not a psycho harpy.
I don't care what you think about me.
Yup, that's another one of your personality flaws. You never cared about me enough. Remember when I told you that you needed to do all of the housework like a woman should? You got super ticked and started whining to me like, "Don't treat me like a maid."
You were treating me like a maid. I had every right to get angry with you. We got engaged and moved in together, and within days you were telling me that I had to do all the housework. I tried telling you that I don't have enough time to do all the housework because of my job, but you never listened to me. And to top it all off, you cheated on me. How was I supposed to react to all of that? Laugh it off?
Did you really expect me to be satisfied by some 30-something woman? If you're expecting your husband not to cheat on you at your age, you're never gonna find a man.
What?
No man is interested in women over 30, Mia. Female beauty is like a ticking time bomb that goes off the night before their 30th birthday. After that, the only thing you're good for is doing housework and popping out babies. And if you're not going to do either of those, then what good are you? Like I said, you'll never find a man. That's why Lily signed you up for that matchmaking service.
I'll tell you the same thing I told Lily. Stop screwing with me. You don't get to tell me what my worth as a woman is. You and that home-wrecking whore can screw off and enjoy each other's company without interfering in my life. Though I doubt the two of you will last very long. Both of you were willing to cheat with each other. One of you is bound to do it again with someone else.
I hate to disappoint you, Mia, but you're dead wrong. Me and Lily are deeply, madly in love with each other. We're planning our wedding right now, and we can't wait to make our vows of eternal love in front of the altar.
Good for you. Are you gonna put up any pictures you two took together while we were still engaged?
Uh-oh, is that a hint of jealousy I detect there? Don't worry, maybe you'll find someone who would be willing to put a ring on your finger. Try looking in a nursing home. I'm sure one of them could use a new wife.
Why did you waste your time and money sending me this invitation, Lily? You know full well that I would never attend your wedding under any circumstances. I told the both of you to stop screwing with me. I know, but hear me out. Word on the street is that you're not having any luck with that matchmaking service I signed you up for. So I thought I would try and do something to help you out again. In spite of the way you so cruelly spoke to me during our last conversation, I decided to invite you to our wedding after all. I give up, Lily. Tell me, how is inviting me to your wedding supposed to help me? I'm so glad you asked. So we're gonna invite a ton of people to the wedding. Friends, neighbors, coworkers. It's gonna be lit. I'll bet there's probably gonna be someone there who would be willing to go out with you. I don't need your help, Lily. Please, Mia, you can drop the act. Trying to act tough just makes you look even more pathetic. There's no way you'll find a boyfriend at your age. Least of all, another eligible bachelor like Carter. How about you just admit that you've lost all hope of finding love and accept the help you're being offered? Well, apparently English isn't your strong suit, so let me repeat myself. I do not need your help, Lily. Got it? Oh, Mia, I really wish you would just accept reality. Fine then, if you won't come to my wedding so I can help you find a boyfriend, would you do it as a personal favor to me? Come on, Mia, your darling little sister is on her knees begging you to come to her wedding. There are many words I could use to describe you, Lily. I wouldn't be able to say most of them on TV, and none of them are darling. Carter thought I was darling enough to leave you for me, though. Excuse me? I mean, it's true. Think about it. He left you so he could be with me. That can only mean he sees me as a superior woman to you. Whatever you think of me, that means you're even worse. Go to hell, Lily. What's that? No witty retort this time. Bummer. I guess that means you're all out of ammo. I bet tears are streaming off your chubby cheeks right now onto your phone. Just like the time when you found out that Carter and I were sleeping together. I'll never forget how ugly you looked when you walked in the door and just stared at us, crying your eyes out. It was hilarious. You're a frickin' sociopath. So you've got to come to my wedding, Mia. I know for sure you'll make that same face when you see me and Carter tying the knot. I always regretted not taking a picture of your face that day, so I'm gonna have one photographer focusing on you the whole wedding. Then I'll have a video of you going through unbearable suffering preserved in 4K HD forever. I'll be able to look at it whenever I want to. I can upload it to social media too, so the whole world can see how pathetic and miserable you are. I am at a loss for words, Lily. You are comically evil. I may have given you too much credit when I called you a sociopath. I think the issue is simply that you don't even have a soul. Soul or no, Carter dumped you and chose me. So yeah, you have to come to the wedding. I won't take no for an answer. You wouldn't turn down a heartfelt request from your adorable little sister, would you? It's the last thing I'll ever ask from you, Mia. Just give me this one thing and I'll be out of your hair forever. Fine, I'll come. Yes! I knew you'd say yes. No one can resist a request from someone as adorable as me. Oh, and I know you don't have much to work with, but try to make yourself look acceptable when you come to the wedding, okay? Who knows? Maybe you might actually have the encounter of a lifetime when you're there. If I might make one recommendation, though, before you come, you should probably consider getting a healthy amount of plastic surgery. You know, to hide your age and your ugliness. You got it, Lily. You're not gonna believe your eyes when you see how I look that day. I'm gonna help you make this a wedding that you are never gonna forget until the day you die. I hope you're ready for it. Oh, I am super excited. Make sure you send back the RSVP, okay? I'm gonna give you the best seat in the entire chapel. What do you think you're doing, Mia? I can't believe you. You are ruining my wedding. What makes you say that, Lily? As far as I can tell, everyone looks like they're having an incredible time. Well, I'm not. I'm miserable thanks to you. Didn't you see how much everyone liked my speech? The whole church gave me a massive round of applause at the end. It was great to see how attentive everyone was. That made everything worth it. Well, good for you, Mia. Glad you got a good reception. Even though everyone was booing me, though. The ugly older sister getting a massive round of applause while the bride gets booed and jeered? This has got to be the worst wedding in the history of the world. I don't think you have any room to complain about that, though. After all, you were the one who did something to deserve that hallelujah chorus of boos. Who would want to celebrate the union of a home-wrecking whore and the groom she stole from her sister? You had no right to do that. How could you? How could you tell everyone how I stole Carter from you at our wedding? I never told anyone about that, not even my best friends. No one knew. And then you announced your own engagement at the very end. You completely stole the show. This was supposed to be the happiest day of my life. But thanks to your melodramatic little speech, you made it the most miserable one. Okay, in my defense, I didn't actually expect everyone to give me that massive round of applause. Like, I thought the reaction would be slightly positive, if not a bit startled, but man, that was crazy. The way everyone stood up and started chanting my name, Mia, Mia, Mia. I felt like I had just scored the winning touchdown at the Super Bowl. And one more thing, are you really engaged, or did you just make that up to make everyone support you more? It's only been a couple months since Carter dumped you. And I mean, I saw how catastrophically depressed you were at the time. You went from the deepest pits of despair to finding a new fiance in that short span of time. It's such a perfect story for you, it just doesn't seem possible. Sorry to say it, Lily, but that part was 100% true. Aunt Rebecca picked out one of those guys from the matchmaking service and set us up on a date, and we really hit it off. It didn't take but a few dates for us to realize we had a really strong connection, and we started to talk about marriage soon after that. What? You mean that stupid matchmaking service actually worked? But I've been hearing that you weren't finding any decent guys at all. That genuinely was the case at first. I was having trouble connecting with a guy I was compatible with. I had a bunch of dates that were absolute torture from the moment we said hello. But that was all before I told her the truth about you, how you had stolen my fiance and were doing this in order to twist the knife. I thanked her for her time and effort and told her that I don't need her to set me up any more dates. After that, her entire attitude changed. She told me that now she was more committed than ever to helping me find happiness. You told her? Yep, and I'm glad I did too, because just like she promised, the quality of the men she was introducing to me skyrocketed instantly. Now that she knew the precise reason why I was fed up with the romance and ready to renounce it entirely, she had a much better idea of what men to look for. The last thing she told me before she left that night was, "Mia, the sweetest revenge you could ever have would be to become happier than Lily and Carter, and I'm going to make sure that happens." Every date I had after that was nothing but some of the most eligible bachelors I could ever ask for. Eligible? You mean like they were handsome or something? Yeah, but not just that. I was going out to dinner with doctors, lawyers, executives. It was insane. One of them was even a former actor. I had no idea there were so many men like them looking for love. How have they not gotten themselves wives yet? What? I don't believe this. That's not fair. Why do you get to spend so much time with so many high-spec men? It's not like I was dating all of them. I was looking for a life partner. And I found one. I told him about how you slept with my fiance and were getting married to him, and even with that knowledge, he still asked me to be his girlfriend. He told me that we could take things as slow as I wanted and that he would wait until I was ready to move things along. I was so happy to hear him express such concern for me that I told him I wanted to marry him. So, who is this guy anyway? What's he like? And how much money does he make? I haven't asked him for a specific number yet, but he tells me that he owns and runs multiple companies. But he tells me that I'll never have to work a day in my life if I don't want to. He'll make enough for the both of us. We're looking at destinations for our honeymoon, and he's having me choose from a pamphlet that doesn't list any prices. According to him, the kind of people who purchase these vacation packages aren't worried about the price tag. Are you kidding me? That's unreal. Who did you get engaged to, Mia? Bruce Wayne? I thought guys like that only existed in romantic comedy movies. How did Aunt Rebecca find this guy? Was he really just one of the guys who had signed up for the same matchmaking service? I have no idea where she found him, but wow, am I glad she did. Oh, and another thing. Aunt Rebecca was the one who came up with the plan for me to announce my engagement at your wedding today. She said that since I was going out of my way to do a personal favor for you and granting a heartfelt request from my adorable little sister, that you owe me a personal favor in return. That stupid old hag, she gave you this idea. I thought she was on my side. She wasn't supposed to actually help you find a guy. Thank you so much for inviting me to your wedding, Lily. It felt great to have so many people cheering me on. So that's that. I did a favor for you by coming to my wedding, and you did a favor for me by allowing me to make my announcement. We're even now, and we can go back to not speaking to each other again. You don't have to tell me twice. I never want to see your fat, ugly face again. I will never forgive you for ruining my wedding. Delete my number from your phone. Forget I even exist. Just go away.
Mia, you're really engaged to another guy? Does that mean you're not in love with me anymore?
What kind of question is that? I haven't loved you for months, Carter.
No. How can you talk like that to me? I never stopped loving you.
Huh? What's going on here? Are you drunk or something? You broke up with me and are marrying Lily. Aren't you guys in love with each other?
Well, I mean, yeah, but it's just... It was a huge shock to hear you're getting engaged. I don't know, it made me really sad to hear that you're getting married to someone other than me. It brought back a lot of old memories, like your cooking. I miss the food you used to make for me.
What the...
I miss the way you'd get mad at me over telling you to do the housework. Lily never gets mad at me. But she doesn't do any housework either. Neither of us do. So all the rooms in the house are filthy, there are stains on the carpet, it's a mess. And she never cooks, so we always eat out. I got to thinking, I don't know if I can keep living like this for the rest of my life. What do you say, Mia? Would you be willing to give me a second chance?
Of course not. What are you thinking, trying to get back together with me like that?
I'm serious, Mia. I realize now that you're the only girl for me. You've only known that loser fiance of yours for a few months. You can just break it off with him. You don't need him when you have me.
I don't have you. I don't think I ever did, actually. I do have my new fiance, however. I wouldn't leave him for any man, much less a man who cheated on me with my own sister.
Please, Mia!
You just invited all your friends, family, and coworkers to your extravagant wedding, Carter. Stop this foolishness right now and go make Lily as happy as you can. Just know that the two of you will never be as happy as I am with my fiance. I hope you're proud of yourself, Mia. The fallout of what you did at my wedding still just keeps on coming. Oh, do tell, Lily. Now that Mom and Dad found out Carter was cheating on you with me, they're super angry at me. All our aunts and uncles are texting me and telling me what an awful person I am. And even my friends are telling me they don't want to hang out with me anymore. My best friend since high school called me a homewrecker and blocked me. Sounds about right to me. I bet a lot of your friends are looking to get married in the near future. I don't blame them for not wanting to risk you stealing any of their men away from them, as you've shown you're willing to do. I would never steal my friends' boyfriends. You mean your sister is fair game, but not your friends? No one's gonna believe that. But that's not even the worst part. Do you want to know what Carter's been doing all day? He's been going through his phone, looking at pictures of him and you, and crying his eyes out. We just got married yesterday, and he won't even look at me. Wow, I'm sorry to hear that. I guess you'll have no choice but to win his heart back. I would suggest learning to cook as a first step. Why should I? I hate cooking. I hate it even more than cleaning. It's the worst. Have I got a solution for you? Aunt Rebecca said she wouldn't mind giving you some cooking lessons. Huh? Yeah, she just dropped by my house for a cup of tea. We got to talking about you, and she thought that might be a solution to some of your problems. She did say that she's a strict teacher, so you should be prepared for that. I am not gonna take cooking lessons. Screw that. Okay, well, then you'd better find some other way to keep him from dumping you. If you're not going to do his cooking or his cleaning for him, you should probably start mentally preparing yourself for when he inevitably cheats on you. Hey, what's that supposed to mean? You think Carter's going to cheat on me? He would never dump me. Never say never, Lily. He's already cheated on one woman before. What makes you so sure he won't do it again? Duh, I am way prettier than you are. I know what a man really wants, and I'm gonna give it to him. I'll make sure he never even thinks about another woman. You're too late for that, Lily. He was texting me yesterday asking me if I wanted to get back together with him. No way! Don't worry, I turned him down. I'm not a cheater, unlike some people I know. From the looks of things, though, he's already giving some serious thought to leaving you. No, that can't be. We just had an awesome wedding yesterday. We spent so much time planning it together, and it cost us a ton of money. I can't get divorced one day after getting married. The way I see it, you've got three choices. 1, get used to doing 100% of the cooking and cleaning very quickly. 2, get used to the idea of sharing your husband with another woman. Or 3, get used to the idea of being divorced before turning 30. Oh, and if you feel like learning how to cook, don't hesitate to give Aunt Rebecca a call. Lily became super suspicious of Carter from that day forward. She went out and bought a bunch of GPS tags and put them on all his work bags and suitcases. She even sewed some into his clothes. It seems she's trying her hand at doing some cooking, but it isn't going very well. Apparently her cooking is so bad, Carter is deliberately staying late at work to avoid having to eat what she makes for him. Aunt Rebecca's doing her best to try and help Lily out in the best way she can. The other day, Lily finally broke down and called up Aunt Rebecca, begging her to teach her how to cook. It just so happened that Aunt Rebecca was visiting with me when she got that call. I wish you could have seen the devilish grin she had on her face when she quietly responded to her by saying, "It would be my pleasure." I texted Aunt Rebecca after their first lesson together asking how it went. She replied by sending me a picture of Lily curled up in the floor in the fetal position, covered from head to toe in flour, cinnamon, chili powder, and beef bouillon. I asked her what on earth she was trying to cook, and Aunt Rebecca said spaghetti. So it seems like Lily has a long road ahead of her. Here's hoping for the best.
Hello, Mom. Can you please tell me why you're not replying to me at all? It's been 1 whole month now since I sent you that invitation in the mail.
Huh? Kami?
Your own daughter is inviting you out to come and see her, right? You should be replying that you are coming to see me in the moment the mail enters the mailbox. Hurry up and reply to the RSPV right now.
I never asked you to invite me to your wedding, though. I was wondering why you started to appear in my life again after 7 years of nothing. And now I can see you're just being as selfish as always.
Excuse me?
I don't even want to go to your wedding. That's why I never replied to you. Come on now. Did you not guess that from the start?
As my mom, what do you mean you don't want to come and see my wedding? So there's no way you could be saying something like that right now.
And there's no way you could be acting like that after what you've done to me. Did you forget about everything you did to me 7 years ago? You had your own mother kicked out of the house, which leaves me wondering why you think I want to go to your wedding now.
Huh?
I'm talking about what happened 7 years ago when Jack was cheating on me and wanted the divorce. He took you with him and ran back to his parents' house before the both of you had told me to leave. And you began to make fun of me, saying that no man ever wanted to marry to a moneyless housewife like myself. And then you went on to tell me to burn in hell with that little money I had. You said those things to me, right? Well, I have not forgotten about any of that, not even for a single day.
I said all of that back then. I'm sorry, I don't remember any of that.
What?
Just forgive me already, since it's been 7 whole years now. Back then, I'm sure I never saw you, of all people, becoming rich later on in life. But you really turned yourself around, and now you have all sorts of money wrapped up in you. And now that's left me regretting what I did back then to you just a little bit.
Huh? You think I have a lot of money now?
Don't try playing dumb with me, Mom. I heard all about how you ended up getting all that money that Grandpa had. And not only did you get those millions that he had saved up, but also his mansion, right? I never thought that Grandma and Grandpa had that kind of money. When I first heard about what had happened, I was so shocked I almost fell over.
I see then. So that's the reason why after almost a whole decade, you've tried to invite me out to your wedding. I wonder where you ended up hearing about all of that. I've so far made sure not to really tell anyone about the money I received from my parents.
So it really is true that you got millions from Grandpa, right? Hey, tell me the truth. How much do they have in savings? Did you get around 10 million from them after they passed away? And when it comes to that mansion, how many square feet is it?
I'll leave all of that to your imagination. But like you heard, I did receive a lot from them. I'm not sure why, but my parents had always had the best luck growing up. Not only did the land they bought way back then end up becoming worth close to $500 million, but they also hit 2 lottery jackpots before they turned 50.
Damn! In other words, all of that money will be coming to me someday. I am really looking forward to all of that now.
Huh?
I made the right choice inviting you to my wedding when you have all that money lining up in your pockets now. At first, I was thinking it'd be a mistake since you were nothing more than a poor housewife. But now that you've had all that cash on you, things have changed for the better. Now hurry up with your response to my invitation, please. I'm also looking forward to the moment my man gets to finally meet with you.
Hey, Athena. This weekend, will you have some free time? I made sure to get a reservation at one of our favorite restaurants during our anniversary. If you'd like to, you're more than welcome to come along with me.
Excuse me?
In the past, you really loved that pizza place, right? Of course I'm going to be ordering some of it, so I hope you look forward to it. The owner of the restaurant is also looking forward to seeing you after so long.
Wait, what is all of this about? Why would I ever want to go out to dinner with my ex-husband who left me 7 years ago?
Hey, why are you acting like that now? I thought you'd be more happy to hear from me again, especially since I'm the one inviting you out for dinner. Aren't you pretty happy to be hearing from me again?
I don't understand why you want to talk with me again, though.
Soon, you'll be going to Cammie's wedding, right? However, having the both of us meet again after 7 years at her wedding might be a little bit too much for everyone. That's why I thought before the wedding, you and I could go out for a bite to eat, you know? It's been close to a decade now, so you and I should have a lot of things to catch up on, right?
I don't have anything I'd like to talk with you about, though. Also, I'm not going to that child's wedding.
What? You don't plan on coming out to your own daughter's wedding? Don't you think that's something a mother would do?
But don't you have a new woman now that has taken my place? I'm talking about the woman that you cheated on me with and wanted to marry before kicking me out. I thought that she'd be more than capable of being Kami's new mother for her.
You're worried about her. Well, don't be, because her and I are nothing now. And that's why I'd like you to take a seat as Kami's mother now.
What? You both broke up, even though you wouldn't shut up about how she was destined for you?
Well, after marrying her, things changed. The moment we got home from the courthouse, she started to go on about how she'd be in charge of all the money. She would take all of my income and only give me $300 to spend on myself each month. You think I can live with a near $300 a month?
Well, in your case, that share is a drag now, isn't it? You are so used to using all the money you made on yourself and only giving me $500 a month to use on myself in the house.
And compared to your cooking, she was garbage at it. And at random times, she'd get into these massive fights with Kami. That's why, after only 2 years, we had to get a divorce.
I thought you wanted that marriage with her more than anything else in the world, yet it ended that soon.
You can just forget about her being around now and come out with me for dinner this weekend, all right? Let's you and I take things easy as we talk about what's all happened these past 7 years. There are plenty of things I'd love to just ask you. I want to know how it feels to be rich now. And I want you to teach me about all the fancy things you do every day and that I've never been able to experience yet.
So you heard about all of the money I received as well then, huh? Well, if that's the case, then of course I'm going to have to say no to that dinner. I get that I used to love that pizza a whole lot, but having to eat it with my greedy ex-husband would ruin the flavor.
Jesus, you are such a bitch. Then we'll just have to have dinner another time. But I want you at that wedding with Kami and I, all right? I know we had a lot happen in the past, but this is still going to be our cute little daughter's wedding. And as her mother, it's only right that you come and celebrate her.
I don't find her very cute at all, and I do not want to celebrate anything that has to do with her. So no matter what either of you have to say to me, I'm not going.
Calm down there a little, Athena. If the mother actually chose not to come to her daughter's wedding, if it was because of you that her wedding got canceled, would you be able to take the heat for it?
Huh? She shouldn't be canceling her wedding because of me not showing up there.
No, she will be though, if I have anything to say about it. It's normal for every wedding to have all the parents there. And from what I've heard, Kami's fiance's family is all very close to one another. He's not only having his immediate family there, but people like his grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, and their wives. Altogether, there will be 30 of his family members at the wedding.
He has that much family coming out to his wedding?
Yet, when it comes to Kami's side, all she has is me. Both yours and my parents have all passed away, so it really is just us three. So you'd better think about how lonely Kami would be if you did not come to her wedding. Already barely having anyone at all to invite, like friends and such, it would be horrible even if her mother didn't come. Do you have any clue how the groom's family would look at us after that?
Oh, I see. I'm sure they would have something to say about there only being one family member coming on Kami's side. That would surely make the wedding a little too unbalanced.
I really am sorry about that divorce from 7 years ago. And I know that me having cheated means that I'm the one to blame for all of it. Now Kami is having to pay for my faults, and I don't want to see it continuing at her wedding. So please, find a way in your heart to come out to her wedding for us.
I can't give you an answer right now, but I will give that a little bit more thought now.
Thank you so much, Athena. We'll be waiting for you on the wedding day then. I'm sure that when you come out to her wedding, Kami will be thrilled.
Hey, I still have gotten no word from you on whether you'll be coming to my wedding or not. I can't wait any longer for you, so I'm just gonna say that you're coming. Excuse me? I never thought that you, of all people, would take things this far, but now I'm having you come to my wedding whether you want it or not. Your seed is made, and there's no way any of us would forgive you for not showing on the day of. Why would you force something like that? I'm still thinking about whether I can make it there or not. I have no idea how my own mom would be wondering about whether she could come or not. And about the day of the wedding, I would like you to give me $10,000, okay? What? You want $10,000 from me as a wedding gift? I'm sure you already heard this from Dad, but my fiance has a massive and close family.
He's gonna have so much family coming that he's bound to get all sorts of money and presents. But when it comes to me, all I have is you and Dad, right? That means there's no balance at all between my fiance and I, and that is embarrassing for me. No balance? That's why I'm having you give me $10,000 as my gift. With that, I'll at least be able to get about as much money as my fiance will from all of his family. You happen to be loaded now, so that's not much at all to be asking from you, right? Really? I'd like $50,000 from you, but we can start with $10,000 and see where that goes. $50,000? You have millions from Grandpa's savings and the mansion, right? Which means $50,000 is nothing to you at all now. By the way, that means you could pay for half of the wedding as well. I was thinking that I'd actually go and see everyone for a little bit, but now all I can see is you wanting me there for my money. And that means you don't respect me or think of me as your mother even. Huh? Of course, I appreciate you as my mom. That's why I went out of my way to invite you, of all people, to my wedding. Now stop going on and on with all that useless crap and get ready for my wedding. I'm sure you're so happy right now, finally being able to come out and see your cute little daughter at her wedding, right? What was that? You should be crying tears of joy over the fact that you'll finally get to see your family again after 7 years of being alone. And if you'd like for that to become a reality, all you have to do is give me at least $10,000. That's a cheap price to be asking for, right? As long as you pay up, you can come to my wedding and see me. As my mom, you should be more than willing to pay me that kind of money to come and see me, right? I don't have any daughters, though. Just one son. What? And that's why I won't be going to the wedding. I finally figured out after these past few days, I've really never had a cute daughter. Now I'm going. Bye. What? Wait just a second. Do you actually plan on not coming to my wedding? And wait, what do you mean you only have a son? I'm the only child you've ever had. And the reality is, I actually have this really cute little son now. When I got married again, my husband brought along his little man. He is so kind to me and acts like I'm his real mother. To me, he is the only child I've ever had. Huh? What do you mean you've got remarried? I never heard anything about that. So you heard about that money I got, but never about the fact that I got a new husband. All you care to listen to were the things that matter to you, i.e. my money. I never thought that you got married again because I just assumed you had been lonely this whole time. Well, I've been busy for a long time now, spending my life with a husband and son who loves me. My husband never cheats on me and actually shows me the respect a wife like myself deserves. And with him came my cute and loving little gentleman of a son who has only ever called me his mom. Oh, it's just been so wonderful being family to them. Right now, the three of us are living together in this mansion my father left behind for me, and it had just been the best. No way! And as for all the money I was given, I plan to use it all on my family. In other words, that means I don't have $10,000 to be handing to you. I don't even have a dollar to hand to you. You're not my daughter anymore, and I don't think you've ever been. All you are is this back-talking stranger that needs to stay the hell away from me. But back-talking stranger? Now you give up on trying to take my money from me, please. Go ahead and ask that father of yours to just give you twice as much as you've already asked from him.
Hey, Athena, I heard this from Cammy, but are you really remarried now? Hey, and he brought his son along with him?
That's right, which means I've had a family on my own to have fun with. I get that I've only ever been a housewife and all, but things have been so wonderful with a family like them. Even my husband is more open-minded to the fact that I will stay home and do all the chores and never belittles me for it. Every day he comes home from work, he tells me thank you for doing all the cleaning and house.
Athena, and so what? When I was married to you, I would thank you every single day. I just never put that into words or anything for you.
Huh?
You're being fooled, Athena. Both that man and his boy are after your money and that mansion. They realized that you came into a lot of money, and that's why they made you their family. I'm sure that they're both kind to you right now, but soon they will both change. And they both will start to use up all that money you got from your loving parents.
Don't group my husband and son together with you and that brat. That money I received after my parents passed away came after I got remarried, so there's no way he married me for that money in this place.
What? Is that true?
It's been 3 years now since him and I got married, and my father died last year after his cancer had come back and stronger than before, and while he was on his deathbed, both my husband and son were there for me to make sure I was comforted and going to be okay. My husband told me that he would do all the chores and everything at home so that I could be with my father. He was always putting my feelings and I first, so don't start saying crap like that about my perfect family.
I'm sure back then they both were nice to you. But I'm sure that after hearing about the money you got, they were both in shock. And now that they know about the money that you have, that kindness they've been giving you will change.
That's true, just like the way you and Kami changed. You both have been treating me like crap for years and years, but the moment you heard about me getting millions of dollars and a mansion, you all of a sudden wanted to be kind. I sure hope that neither my husband or my son ever end up being as childish and disgusting as you both.
Excuse me?
The thing is, though, even if they do change for the worst, I don't care. They were still there to pick me up after I'd been tossed out in a shambles by you and Kami, and made sure that I got to spend every day with my dying father. If they happen to want some of this money from me, then I'll give it to them as my way of showing my appreciation for everything they've done to protect me.
What?
Now that you're aware of how much I love my family, I want you to stop talking to me. I'm not going to Kami's wedding, and I no longer have any reason to be talking to either one of you anymore.
Don't say such cold things like that. I'm wanting to get back together with you now, Athena. Which means I will not allow you to get away from me like this.
What was that?
Throw that son and husband of yours away and come back to me, Athena. I've been regretting divorcing you ever since the day it happened. When you vanished from my life for a bit there, I finally started to realize just how important you are. Thank you so much for taking great care of the house and Kami back then, allowing me to work and play all the time. You were always thinking about my health and cooking things for me that made me strong, while also doing all the laundry for me and cleaning up all the dust around the house. I promise to show you my thanks through words and actions from now on, so please let me have you back. I promise to make you the happiest woman ever from now on.
I'm not going back to your lousy ass, you freaking dirtbag. I would rather you continue to regret what you did to me for the rest of your life than get you off so easy.
What?
You having to live every day of your life in regret is what makes me happy. So, if you're wanting to make me happy, then keep it up with that. Sad life you've given yourself now and stay away from me. I want you to continue to blame yourself for cheating on me even after you die. Then I'll be able to live the rest of my life as happy as you're wanting me to be.
Hey now, you're joking, right? You're telling me that that man is better than me?
Actually, I want you to tell me what you think makes you better than him. Honestly, I take a cockroach over you any time of the week.
What did you say?
That's enough from me for now. I'm asking you to please never talk to me again. I'm so much happier now with the man and son I have, and I don't want anything to take that away from them. What have you done, Mom? Because of you, my wedding has been canceled. I'm being thrown away by my fiance as well now. Huh? Why are you blaming your wedding being canceled on me? I have no idea what you're talking about. That's what he told me. He told me if you're not even going to come to our wedding, there's no reason to be marrying me. He only promised to marry me because there would be a rich mother like you around. That's why he canceled the wedding and won't marry me anymore. What exactly were you talking to your fiance about it? Had to include me with it. Actually, he plays in this band. He has quite a large fan base and his singing is really good. And as a way of getting with him, I made him a promise. But after a while, he had still not proposed to me, so I went and proposed to him instead. I told him that I'd do everything to support his band as long as he married me. I also told him about how I have a rich mother now, so I'd be able to support all of his band's financial need. You're kidding me. So we're using my money as a way of getting married? But if I didn't use your wealth, then he wouldn't have wanted to marry me. There are all sorts of really good-looking women around him all the time, so I wanted to make sure he was mine before any woman got to him. I just want to ask, does your fiancé work anywhere else besides in that band? No. About a year ago, he went and quit his job out of nowhere. This year, he's been trying his best to get his bands to take off, so they've all been practicing from sunrise to sunset. In other words, you're telling me he's a jobless singer? Even if he's jobless, I still love him. Yeah, because of you, the promise has been broken and he no longer wants me. And I've just learned he had another woman this whole time. He just told me before he stormed off that he doesn't need some cute, moneyless loser like me when he has a sexy and loaded chick this whole time. That's what he told me before leaving. Wow, this is all your fault. Why the hell would you do this to me?
Don't you mean your fault?
He was just doing what everyone does when they realize someone has no money. Just like you've done to me, right, Kami? Right, Kami? You and your father both threw me out of the house because I had no money and was just some housewife. Hold on. Goodbye forever now. If you ever have a chance at getting married again after today, please do not invite me to your wedding. I don't see you as anything of importance to me anymore, so go find someone else next time to go suck dry of their money. For a bit there, after that last little chat, Cammy was quiet and left me alone to be with my family again. But weeks later, she started to text me once again about how even if I don't see myself as her family, we are still related to one another by blood. And for some reason, to her, that meant she had every right to my money after I was gone and not my actual son. Messages like that continued to come day after day from her, so I eventually went and got myself a lawyer to help me build a will that would ensure not a single penny went to Kami. And after that meeting, my lawyer told her about how, yes, it is normal for the blood-related child to get everything after their parent passes away. However, I wanted it all going to my husband and son, which meant that there'd be nothing for Kami in the end. My lawyer then went on to explain to her that if she continued to bother me about my money and this mansion, we'd be allowed to call the police on her and have her taken to court for harassing me. I'm sure that by having someone such as a lawyer talk to her about the severity of things, she finally came around to understanding where she stood. Because soon after that happened, I never received another text from Kami again and was free to go back to my life, never having to think of her again.
Hey, this is the cleaning lady's number, right? So I know you just clocked out and everything, but do you think you could come back to the office? My desk is a mess, and I need you to straighten it up for me. I'm sorry, but I'm not sure who I'm speaking to. I believe you may have texted the wrong number. Oh my God, are you kidding me? You can't remember your employer's phone number? I know you're old, but are you going senile or something? This is a business, not an old folks' home. You should have all our phone numbers programmed into your phone in case we need you for something. If that's too much for you to handle, then it's time for you to retire. What? Good grief, am I talking to a brick wall here? This is why I hate working with old people, especially old women. Like, do you even remember the name of the company you work for? I am an employee of Midlane Technologies, the company paying you to clean our office. Well, it's true that I do a bit of cleaning around the office at Midlane Technologies, but I'm afraid you're mistaken. You aren't my employer. What do you think it means to be an employee, Granny? We give you money to do work for us. That makes us your employer. Sales associates like me sell things to make that money, which we then give to you. So the money the company gives to you was earned by us. That makes us your employer. If you would give me a moment to explain, I can clear up your confusion. I'm the one who's confused? I don't want to hear that from you. You're the one who's too senile to remember what her job is and who she works for. Ugh. This is why I hate the cleaning staff. It's all a bunch of low IQ rejects. Listen up. My desk is disorganized. I've got files strewn over the whole thing to the point that I don't even know what color the darn thing is. My obnoxious boss is being a jerk about that and is demanding that I clean it all up by tomorrow. But I want to go home right now. There are all sorts of things I'd rather do than clean up my desk. One of my favorite influencers is going to start up tonight's live stream any minute now. I can't miss it. Is that what you're contacting me about? You want me to organize your desk for you? Actually, before you answer that question, the more pressing concern to me is how you got my phone number in the first place. You're always wasting time chatting it up with the geezer who runs security, right? I figured he might know your number, and when I asked him about it, sure enough, he did. Then I asked him very nicely to give me your phone number. He said no. Next, I ordered him to give me your phone number, and he got the point. Well, I see you could use a lesson or two in common courtesy. So anyway, hurry back here and clean up my desk. This is an order from your employer. I'm terribly sorry to say this, but I cannot comply with such an order. What did you say? The terms of my contract are very clear. All I'm responsible for cleaning are the bathroom, kitchen, and other common spaces. I have no obligation to clean any areas other than those which I have been assigned. You think I care about your stupid contract? That slip of paper means nothing to me. I'm your employer, and as your employer, I order you to clean my desk. Are you going to disobey a direct order from your superior? That's flagrant insubordination. I could have you fired for that, you know. You wouldn't. I will, unless you haul it back here and straighten up my desk by the end of the day. If you even think about disobeying me, you can kiss your job goodbye, Granny. Excuse me, Keith, do you have a moment? There's something I need to discuss with you regarding your company.
Oh yeah? That's unusual. You typically never bring up work stuff with me. What's up, Mom?
Are you familiar with the new employee who just joined the company a few weeks ago? Since you run the place, I presume you've read at least through her resume before any hiring decisions were made.
Yeah, definitely. I know all about her. I leave most of that stuff to the human resources team, but I am the company president, so the buck stops here. If I'm not mistaken, you're talking about that girl. What was her name? It's Laura, right?
Is she an acquaintance of yours?
It's a crazy coincidence, actually. Me and her were classmates back at university, though she was a grade behind me. We hadn't spoken to each other since graduation, but she called me out of the blue about a month ago. She was a total wreck. Apparently, the last company she worked for went under, leaving her without a job. So we got to talking, and I ended up bringing her on to the sales team at my company.
Ah, I see. I wasn't aware of the background behind getting her hired.
What can I say? I see a pretty girl crying, and I can't help but do what I can to make them smile again. Aren't I pathetic? But it just so happened that we were short one member on the sales team, so it was great timing. The girl she's replacing went on maternity leave, so I hired her to fill that gap.
Goodness, that is good timing.
And the best part, she's actually a really talented saleswoman. I guess before the company went under, she was the top performing member on their sales staff. So it seems that my weakness for women actually turned out to the company's benefit this time around.
That's interesting. So she really is a talented saleswoman? I wouldn't have thought that based on how filthy her desk is.
Huh? Did something happen between you and Laura? You seem like you're not too happy to have her around.
She just texted me a while ago while I was on my way out of the office. She ordered me to return to the office and straighten up her desk for her. She claimed it was a direct order from my employer. I just got done doing that for her a moment ago and thought I'd message you to ask about her.
Are you serious?
It seems that while her performance may be top-notch, her personality is a bit rough around the edges. For example, she referred to me as the cleaning lady and had quite the haughty attitude when she was speaking to me. Toward the end, she threatened to have me fired if I disobeyed her orders. It was all so odd. I thought there must be some kind of mistake. I didn't think you would ever hire a person such as that.
Wow! I had no idea that's the kind of person Laura is. She never acts that way around me. She's always seemed like a perfectly sweet young woman. I'm sorry you had to get caught up in my mistake like this, Mom.
Don't feel bad. I don't hold you responsible for this at all. It's just that as the company's president, I thought you had a right to know what sort of people are representing your company. With a pompous attitude like that, there's no telling what sort of trouble she might cause for you.
Thanks for letting me know, Mom. I think the best thing to do for now is to just keep a close eye on her for a while. You don't need to do anything she says, Mom. If she threatens you, you can just ignore it. Feel free to name drop me, too, if you want. Anytime she causes you trouble, tell her I need to speak to her in my office.
Thank you, dear. I'll do just that. Hey, what gives, Granny? What are you doing here at the wedding today? You're just the office cleaning lady. This is no place for the likes of you. Now get out of here before anyone notices you're here. You've got some nerve, Laura. All I was doing was sitting in my seat, waiting for the wedding to start, and you came along, grabbed my arm, and threw me out of the cathedral. And why won't the door open? Did you lock it? Unlock it and let me in this instant. Not a chance. I already told you this is no place for a filthy little cleaning lady like you. How dare you speak to me in that manner? Oh my God, how oblivious can you be? Don't you have any idea what you're trying to do? Today is the company president's wedding. That doesn't mean just anyone can come, though. Only people who were invited. He didn't even invite half the people on the sales staff. What makes you think it's okay for the cleaning lady to come? I could ask you the same question, Laura. What makes you think you have the right to be here? You only joined the company earlier in the year. Why would you come to such an exclusive event? It just so happens that I have a very special relationship with the president. What do you mean? We met back in college. He was a year ahead of me, but I still had a bunch of classes with him. So I've known him since before he even became the president here. There are thousands of students at that university. I don't see how being at the same college makes your relationship special. About that. That's not the only thing that makes our relationship special. I'm not just a special person to the president. I'm a very special woman to him too. Which means... The truth is that he's always had a thing for me ever since we were in our school days. He treated me way differently than all the other girls. He would invite me to sit next to him in the cafeteria, invite me out to parties. And I could just tell by the way he looked at me that he felt very strongly about me. Do you get it now, or do I have to spell it out for you? Are you saying you think he's in love with you? Don't be silly. I don't think he loves me. I know he loves me. I told him I was having trouble finding a job, and he dropped everything to get me hired into his company. Would he do that if I were just like any other woman to him? Obviously not. Laura, dear, I think you should take a moment and come back to reality. Have you forgotten what sort of event this is? It's his wedding. He's marrying someone today, and she is not you. If you were the one he loved, why wouldn't he be marrying you today instead? You really don't get it, do you? This wedding is just a formality. It's all a show. A show? You might be too dense to see what's going on, but I understand everything perfectly. He's only marrying this woman for the benefit of his company. After all, he's the company president. He has to keep up a particular image. So he found this woman who has some sort of strategic importance to further the company's interests. That's all. I'm the one he really wants, but he's so devoted to his work that he's going through with this charade. Isn't that admirable of him? Laura, listen to yourself. Do you really believe that's true? Well, duh, it's the truth. I know it has to be hard for him to make a false vow in front of all these people today, so I came to comfort him through all that. When he sees me out in the crowd, we'll share a knowing glance, and that will give him all the courage he needs. I knew he'd need me here, so I begged and pleaded with him to invite me today. That's why he invited you? Because you begged him to? He didn't put up much of a fight. In that moment, it became clearer than ever how he felt about me. Oh my. And in spite of all that, you, a lowly, filthy, pathetic old cleaning lady, are gonna come and crash the party? How could you do something so cruel to him? He is suffering enough already. This is an important day for Keith and I to deepen the bonds of love between us, and I won't have you ruining the moment. Get out of here now and don't come back. Why don't you go and make yourself useful by cleaning the office bathroom or something? I think you'll come to regret doing this to me very, very soon, Laura. What? As if. Why would I ever regret sending a dirty old cleaning lady packing? I was hoping I wouldn't have to do this, but you leave me no choice. I'm going to have to tell my son Keith about this. Huh? Keith? What Keith are we talking about here? Not my Keith, right? He may be your Keith to you, but he was never yours and he will never be yours. He is my son, your employer, and the man getting married to the love of his life today. And right now, I'm going to contact him and tell him one of his employees just threw his mother out of the chapel. What? Wait, hold on just 1 second. You're Keith's mom? The Keith who I went to school with? The company president? Indeed I am. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Keith's mother, Miranda. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. What's going on? This doesn't make any sense. I mean, you're just the cleaning lady, aren't you? You're always wearing that cleaning lady uniform when you're around the office. You definitely looked the part. I'm sorry, is there a rule against a woman my age having a part-time job? I mean, no, but if you're really his mom, then why are you working part-time at his company? My Keith is such a generous and loving boy who cares for his mother dearly. Ever since my husband passed away, he's been sending me money each month to help support me. But I always felt terrible accepting it. It was far too much. So I spoke to him about it one day, and we decided that rather than him simply giving me the money, he would instead hire me just like any other staff member. So that's why you clean the office? It makes it far easier for me to accept money from him, knowing that I've earned it through my own hard work. Although, to be honest, I feel like he's paying me far above market wages for my position. So it's true. You really are his mom. All this time, I thought you were just some cleaning lady. That's why I figured I could get away with ordering you around like that. Ah, yes, like the time about 6 months ago when you called me back to the office to straighten up your desk for you. That came as quite a shock to me. It's been many years since I started cleaning here, but no one has ever done anything like that to me. Hey, about that. Sorry, Laura, I just got a text from Keith. He's telling me I can come in through the east gate. Well, thank goodness. For a moment, I thought this silliness was going to keep me from seeing my son on his big day. So, I had no idea that you were his mom. If I did, then, geez, I never would have done half of the stuff I did to you. So, I'm sorry. I'm really, really, really sorry for everything. I'm sure you are, dear. You have quite a lot to be sorry about. And that was before you blurted out that nonsense about thinking my son was in love with you. I've been at an utter loss for words for the last several minutes. No, you don't understand. I'm being serious about that. He really does love me. Oh, Laura. So don't worry about that. I've known Keith forever. I can read him like a book. I also don't have any delusions about being Keith's #1 girl. I am totally fine with being his #2 girl as long as I can call myself Keith's girl. Nothing else matters to me.
And what makes you think you can call yourself my girl, Laura? I already have one girl. I have no need for a second one.
Huh?
My mom texted me saying she got thrown out of the chapel, so I hurried over to see if she was okay. Just what in the world do you think you're doing? Why did you throw my mom out of the chapel, Laura? And what's this ridiculous nonsense about me secretly being in love with you or whatever?
But Keith, it's not ridiculous or nonsense. It's the truth. I know that you're in love with me. You don't have to hide it. I understand exactly what's going on today. You're not marrying that woman for love. It's all business.
What is wrong with you? Of course I'm in love with her.
What?
We've known each other since we were kids. We started dating way back in high school. We used to play on the playground together back when we were in elementary school. Then when we got into middle school, I started to, notice her. But she was too close of a friend. I could never tell her how I felt. Once we were in high school, other boys started asking her out, and that was too much for me to take. I went right up to her and told her how I felt about her.
Keith, no! Don't talk like that. You don't mean it. I'm the one you've loved all along. I'm the one you've been hiding your feelings about.
You're wrong, Laura. The only woman I love, the only woman I've ever loved, is the woman I'm marrying today. How could I ever love you when I have her by my side?
But you've been so kind to me, way kinder than you were to all the other girls. You used to invite me to parties all the time.
And what of it? I invited tons of people to parties. What good is a party without plenty of people there to enjoy it? And you're just wrong about me giving you special treatment. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Then what about the way you hired me into your company? The only way that makes sense is if you really are in love with me.
Wrong again. I've hired multiple old classmates into my company just like I did for you.
No.
A lot of them had similar stories to you about suddenly finding themselves without work through no fault of their own. Others had family who needed support and were looking for a job with higher income potential. I always try my best to help out anyone who comes to me for help. As long as both of our needs align, why not bring them on? It's a mutually beneficial arrangement. I wasn't giving you special treatment at all.
That can't be.
It's the way it is, so you'll just have to accept it and move on. You aren't anything special to me, Laura. I want you to leave my wedding right now. I won't let you do any more damage than you already have today.
Keith, you're kicking me out?
After you physically threw my mom out of the chapel? Of course I am. And another thing, I'm putting you on unpaid suspension as of today. Don't bother coming to the office again until I call for you.
Suspension?
For now, I'll talk to HR before I make any long-term decisions. But frankly, having someone like you around the office is just too creepy for me to handle right now. You'll receive word of our final decision within the week. Don't bother coming in to pick up your things. I'll have them sent to you. Now, as I was saying, I want you out of here before the wedding starts, so leave.
Keith, wait, don't do this. Don't kick me out. Don't send me away. Let me celebrate your wedding with you.
You can celebrate my wedding all you want from your own home. So leave now, or I'll call the police.
This isn't fair. Why am I getting fired? You did this, didn't you? What did you say to Keith? Did you tell him to fire me? Tell me the truth. Laura, oh, you poor miserable thing. There is no way my Keith would ever fire me unless you told him to. Sure, maybe I was a little bit out of line when I was sure that Keith loved me and wanted to marry me, but that's besides the point. Nothing changes the fact that he and I have a special relationship. He hired me, didn't he? He rushed to help me in my time of need. That means he has to have at least some kind of feelings for me. Actually, I agree with you there. I'm sure he has some kind of feelings for you. As for what those feelings are, I believe we may disagree. Right? So it's totally out of the ordinary for him to do something like firing me. That's why I know for a fact that you're behind this. So how did you do it? What did you say to him that got him to fire me? Did you threaten to write him out of your will? To cut off contact? Tell me! I told you before, Laura, as far as Keith's company is concerned, all I am is one of its many employees, nothing more. If the decision was made to fire you, then it must have been Keith's decision. Even setting aside the recent events for a moment, you can't honestly expect them to keep you on after discovering you falsified your work history. What? What do you mean falsified? I think you know, dear. You sold yourself as the top saleswoman in the company you used to work at before it went bankrupt. But that wasn't true at all, was it? No, you were, in fact, the worst performing person on the entire sales team. Maybe I'm being too hard on you, considering you convinced yourself Keith was in love with you. Perhaps you genuinely do believe you were number one. Hey, how did you guys find out about that? That company went bankrupt. Those records shouldn't exist anymore. I mean, the entire company got chopped up into pieces and sold off to various other companies. Where did you get my performance results from? I have to hand it to my Keith. He's always been a persistent boy. Once he sets his mind on figuring something out, he practically refuses to sleep until he does. Like you said, your company's assets were sold off to various other firms. It took quite a bit of digging, but Keith managed to identify the one that purchased your company's former headquarters. He talked to them and asked if they had thrown away your old company's files. They told him no, everything was just the way it was when they purchased the building. Oh no! He walked right into your old office, opened the file cabinets, pulled out your file, and that was that. You should know, however, that my son wasn't planning to fire you at first. He felt awful about kicking you back out onto the curb after coming to him for help. But once he found out that you were prepared to lie to his face after he extended such kindness to you, all bets were off. He can't continue to work with someone who he can't trust. Okay, I fudged the numbers a little bit, so what? This is a business, Laura, not a charity, and he's the president. If any harm were to come to the company because of your lies, he would be the one to take responsibility for it. So you see, he had no choice but to fire you. All I wanted was for Keith to think I was special. I wanted him to admire me. That's not such a bad thing to do, right? I never wanted to deceive him. I love him. You don't lie to people you love, Laura. Regardless of the circumstances, a lie is a lie. And don't pretend that your performance was the only lie you told him. You always acted like a sweet, innocent little angel whenever Keith was around. But as soon as he left the room, you started using your position in the company to threaten me into doing your work for you. This was never going to end any other way but you being terminated. Please, tell Keith I love him. Tell him I'm sorry. Ask him to forgive me. It wouldn't do a bit of good at this point, dear. It's time for you to move on. If I may offer you a piece of motherly advice, the next time your desk needs to be straightened up, do it yourself. As Keith said at the wedding, he packaged up all the personal items in Laura's desk and sent them to her. Out of a job, Laura began a desperate search for a new one. However, anytime she gets asked for her reason for leaving her previous place of employment, she gives the same explanation, which takes liberties with the truth. Apparently, she's telling people that the company president fell in love with her and started stalking her, so she feared for her life and quit. Now, had she gone to another town, she might have gotten away with those lies, but my son has many connections in the local business world. Once he heard how despicably she was defaming him, he immediately called his lawyer and launched a lawsuit against her for slander. Now, not only is she unable to find a job anywhere within a 50-mile radius, she also owes my son a remarkably large amount in damages awarded to him at the trial. She tried to get out of paying it the same way she got him to hire her, by breaking down in front of him and crying her eyes out. This time, however, it seems my son has learned a lesson about dealing with a woman like Laura. Her crocodile tears won't be enough to rescue her from the mess she made for herself this time.